If you're thinking about starting a service business, then this is the video for you. In this one, I'm going to be ranking the top 10 service businesses to start. I'm also going to have a few bonus services that you can offer as honorable mentions. So if you're interested in that, be sure to stick around to the end. But if you're going to start a service business, then there are three things that you are going to need to have from the very beginning of that. First and foremost, you're going to need a CRM to keep track of customers, send estimates, invoices, and collect payments, which you can do all for free using QuoteIQ, which I'll have linked in the comment section and the description below. With QuoteIQ, you can also get more reviews using the review multiplier and collect tips on invoices for free as well. So be sure to check that out. I highly recommend you have some type of a tool to keep track of customers. Next, you're going to need insurance in the event that anything goes wrong on any of these jobs. So I'll leave a link to a free insurance quote down below as well. And then lastly, you're going to need a way to get customers. So if you want the best video ads to make your business stand out against your competition, then check out the link below for QuoteIQ ads. They're offering 40% off of all their ads right now. All of them are scripted with music, video, and they even have great offers in them. So I highly recommend if you're somebody that's going to be starting and you want to make sure you get out on the right foot, get some good customers going, check out quoteiqads.com. It'll be linked down below as well. Now let's go ahead and get into the top 10 service businesses to offer. These are ranked from 10 to 1, 1 obviously being the best. Number 10 is going to be solar panel cleaning. Couple pros for solar panel cleaning is first and foremost, it's fast money. All the jobs can be done in about an hour for all residential jobs. Obviously, there's some commercial jobs that you can do that are going to take a lot longer. However, for most residential jobs, they can be done in about an hour. And the average cost per solar panel cleaning job is about $150. So $150 per hour isn't a bad way to go. Another pro is you can get these customers every single year. So about every year, the solar panels need to be clean. And the last pro is there's tons of great upsell opportunities. When you're doing solar panel cleaning, you're going to be on the roof. So you can do roof inspections, you can do roof blow-offs, you can do skylight cleaning. My buddy Tim even says that they do bird poop removal because apparently in California, there's a ton of like seagulls and things of that nature that get up there and actually defecate on the roof. So that's another service that you can potentially offer. Now, cons to offering this service is you have to be willing to get on roofs first and foremost. So you can't be afraid of heights. You can't be afraid of falling off of roofs. It's also hard to get insured for this service. I asked my buddy Tim, he said no insurance company is going to insure you to go up and clean solar panels, which is pretty unfortunate because obviously you want to be insured to do any type of work. If you break anything on the roof, if you break the solar panels, if you fall off of the roof, all those things, you'd want those things to be covered. So unfortunately, it's very hard to get insured for solar panel cleaning. Also, solar isn't as prevalent in some parts of the country. I know for me, I live in Louisiana, and the amount of people with solar panels over here is very minimal versus the amount of people in, let's say, California. So also lower tickets for how infrequently you can service. So if you think about it, let's say that you did a solar panel cleaning for $150, took you about an hour. You technically can't service that customer again for maybe another year. I mean, I would assume that some customers want to get on some type of a recurring schedule. You could probably get them maybe on quarterly, but for the most part, customers like to do annually, maybe biannually. So that is a bit of a con because you can only make about 150 per customer per year, maybe 300 per customer per year. Solar panel cleaning, obviously a good service to offer. However, there are some better ones. So let's go ahead and get into some of those. Number 9 is going to be Christmas lighting. One pro to Christmas lighting is it's not heavily saturated. I would say that there aren't tons and tons and tons of companies offering Christmas lighting. So that means that there's more space in the market for other people to come in and service customers. Another pro is there's a lot of high tickets. There's a lot of high margins with regards to Christmas lighting. So a typical job for a Christmas lighting job is anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500. So we're talking about a very affluent customer. Also, another pro with Christmas lighting, when you do a customer's house, you basically keep the same lights every single year. So the customer doesn't own the lights, but you cut them to their house. And as long as they keep coming back as a recurring customer, you don't have to recut lights. You basically just hang up the same lights year over year. You keep the lights and they pay you for the install, they pay you for the takedown, and they pay you for the maintenance of those lights for the entire winter season. With that being said, let's get into some of the cons. Now, a con of Christmas lighting is obviously it's very seasonal. People only want Christmas lights during Christmas, of course. Another con is it's only profitable for higher income households. If you were to go out and do a Christmas lighting job for $400, $500. I mean, you got to think, you got to go out there, you have to do the service, then you have to service it for the entire season if bulbs go out or if anything happens, and then you have to come back and then take it down again. So you really want to focus on those higher tickets, making sure that it's going to be worth it to you to cut these lights to this person's house to service them throughout the entire winter and then to come back and take them down. And then the last con, obviously you have to be ready to service these customers during Christmas. Could be Christmas Eve, could be New Year's, whatever the case may be. Let's say bulbs are going out. Let's say, wiring's faulty, whatever the case may be. If you get called out, you pretty much have to go out there and service this customer throughout the winter. So a lot of people that I know that do really well with Christmas lights actually end up taking off February because they remove everything in January. They take off February. Some of them even take off in March. However, a lot of the companies that I know that do Christmas lights also offer pressure washing. They're pretty good complimentary services. Both need a higher end clientele, and both are seasonal. So Christmas lights, obviously in the winter, and pressure washing all the other times of the year. So Christmas lighting, another great service to offer. The next one we're going to talk about, number 8, is painting. A couple pros to painting. Everybody can use the service. Everybody that has a house, everybody that has an apartment, everybody anywhere that wants to paint anything could pretty much benefit from some type of a painting service. So you have a really large market. Another pro is the tickets can get really high for painting. So if you think about painting somebody's house, you could paint somebody's house for $3,500, $5,000. I've seen tickets get up to, 9, 10. Like they can get pretty crazy if you're doing a big job. Now, the cons for painting on the other end, jobs do take a long time to do. Sometimes they take weeks, sometimes they take months. So if you think about that, think about buying all the supplies, think about doing the job for a really long time, and then think about how long it takes to actually get paid and to be able to pay for your employees or pay for the workers that are helping you. And so you really have to be good at budgeting. You have to be good at mixing in longer term jobs with shorter term jobs. So that way you can make sure that you're getting paid along the way. Another con to painting is it's easier with helpers, right? Obviously, if you have a big project and you want to do it all by yourself, it's very hard to get it done. So you're going to have to hire people. You're going to have to scale your business up if you want to become more profitable with regards to painting. However, painting is a great service because there's a lot of people to service, and oftentimes there's more demand than there is people to facilitate that demand with regards to painting. Number 7 is going to be trash can cleaning. Couple pros to trash can cleaning. Every person has at least one trash can. If they don't, I don't know how they're disposing of their trash. Another pro is, trash can cleaning can be done on a recurring schedule. So you could technically get customers quarterly, which means you're servicing them year round multiple times, which is obviously a good thing. And another pro is you can start this business with $100 to $200. I actually did a whole video on the channel on how you can start a trash can cleaning business, and it's like 40 minutes. It's got like 500,000 views. It's really great. So if you're somebody who's thinking about starting a trash can cleaning business, I'd highly recommend going and checking out that video. Now, some cons to trash can cleaning are the tickets are very low. So if you think about, the price to clean these people's cans, it's typically going to be between $12 and $20 a can. I equate trash can cleaning a lot towards like lawn care. It's pretty much a race to the bottom. The better equipment somebody has, the more employees somebody has, the less that they can charge, and they'll make up for that low number that they're charging in volume. And that really seems to be kind of the game with regards to trash can cleaning. However, I know that there's people that have a lot of success. I'm just saying, if you're in a saturated market with regards to can cleaning, those people are going to really water down the prices. The next one is, if you want to be fast, you need expensive equipment. Some of the trucks that, really are proficient with trash can cleaning cost, $80,000 to $100,000 and up from there. And so if you're somebody who wants to take this serious, then you're going to need to invest pretty seriously. Also, cans can be really disgusting. My brother has told me about numerous occasions where the cans that he was cleaning had, let's just say, larvae and like things that were alive crawling in there, and a lot of other things that, most people probably wouldn't want to deal with. And the last con is, can cleaning can be dangerous if you don't take the proper precautions. I actually know a guy that almost died doing can cleaning because somebody had thrown out a bunch of insect killer and he ended up inhaling it, and he almost died because of that. Now, also, another pro for can cleaning is you could actually sell your route. I know a guy who sold a route. I forgot exactly how many customers he had, but he sold it for $250,000. And whenever you build a business on recurring customers, you can always sell it at a multiplier. So another benefit to trash can cleaning is if you build up a route that's big enough, you could potentially sell it off to another company, make a big chunk of change, and have a good time with it. So trash can cleaning, number 7, obviously another viable option to make some money with the service business. Number 6 is going to be gutter cleaning. Now, gutter cleaning and trash can cleaning, I could probably go either way on 6 and 7 here. A pro for gutter cleaning is it's low cost to start. All you're going to need is a ladder and then maybe a garbage bag to kind of throw away whatever you find in the gutters. Another pro is it's very simple service, right? You're going to get on a ladder, you're going to empty out somebody's gutters, and they're going to pay you to do that. So simple service, low cost to start, all good things. Now, some cons to gutter cleaning is you're going to be up and down on the ladder unless you can get like a sky vacuum. But if you get a sky vacuum, obviously that's going to raise the amount of money that you had to put up in order to get started. So you're going to have to go up and down the ladder unless you want to invest in better equipment. Another con is you can only service people who have gutters, obviously. So somebody without gutters is not your customer. So we are limiting our customer base a little bit. And then lastly, another con is lower tickets to service ratio. So if you think about it, maybe on a gutter cleaning, you do a $200 gutter cleaning, but you can really only do it once a year because that's like how long it takes for the gutters to fill up. And then some people don't have that many trees around them. So their gutters aren't even filling up that many times a year. So as I'm reading through this, I'd probably bump gutter cleaning to 7. I'm probably going to bump trash can cleaning down to 6. I feel like trash can cleaning is a little bit better of a service to offer. However, gutter cleaning is still a good one. If you guys need parameters for charging, typically it's about $1 to $1.50 per linear foot, which is another thing that you can utilize Quote IQ for. You can actually measure that linear footage around the house and then charge customers very quickly, or figure out your pricing for customers very quickly using a tool like Quote IQ. The next one's going to be window cleaning. A pro for window cleaning is there's very low startup costs. So we actually have a guy who watches the channel a bunch. He bought a $30 squeegee and mop, and he ended up making $24,000 in a summer. So $30 investment to make $24,000. That sounds pretty great to me. Obviously, he was disciplined. He reinvested all that money back into his business, and he got more and more success. But that's a big pro. Another pro is it's very straightforward. It's like the windows are dirty before, make sure they don't have any marks on them, and we're good to go. Now, there are some cons with window cleaning as well. Windows are annoying. At least this is a con for me. Like if you think about it, there's two sides to them. There's screens that need to be cleaned or they have to be taken off. If they get too hot, it's harder to clean. We actually did a window cleaning job and like the windows were too hot, and then the soap that we were putting on them was evaporating immediately. And then also it's easier for customers to nitpick because all they gotta do is look through the window and say, hey, there's a spot right there that you missed, or there's a spot over here, or like whatever the case may be. With some of these other services, it's a little bit harder. Like obviously trash can cleaning, as a customer going to go out there and say, oh, you missed a piece of dirt at the bottom of this can. No, because it's a trash can. So window cleaning kind of lends itself to a little bit more of an annoyance in my personal opinion. So I don't like window cleaning as much. I do know that it's a viable option for a lot of people. You could see TikTok door knockers going door to door, landing window cleaning jobs and making a lot of money. So obviously it is a good service for a lot of people. Next, we're going to get into number 4, landscaping. This was actually the first business that I started, and there's a lot of upside to landscaping. So a couple of the pros would be everybody needs it, at least where I'm located. So I'm in Louisiana. We get a lot of organic growth. We get a lot of growth in general. So everybody over here needs landscaping. Weeds take over the beds, stuff gets overgrown, and it needs to be maintained and cleaned up pretty much every single year. And then if people live in subdivisions with HOAs, they have to maintain a certain level of cleanliness with their beds. We have, commercial places with beds, so there's commercial and residential. So landscaping is a huge industry where I'm at. Also, other pros for landscaping, the tickets can get really high. So for example, I would just do bed cleanups for the most part, and an average bed cleanup would be anywhere from about $350 to $650 that I was making for about half a day's work, half a day's worth of work. So you can make really great money doing landscaping. Another pro is you can upsell everything. So think about flowers, think about trees, think about anything that they're adding on, shrub trimming, weed pulling, like everything is an upsell. Everything can be charged by itself. And so I think that is another really great benefit to landscaping. And then lastly, the first service can be a higher ticket service, and then you can also do recurring lower ticket services to maintain. So you guys will notice kind of a theme towards the bottom of this list. Like basically, there's two types of services. So if we think about lawn care, for example, typically it's just like we're going to service them every single week for the whole summer. Or like pressure washing, for example, we're going to do one big job for them every single year. Well, some of these services like landscaping, for instance, it lends itself to doing a big job once a year and then coming back to do recurring quarterly, bi-monthly, whatever the case may be, to maintain the property. And so when we have a service with those two different things, we get a large amount of money up front, and then we also get recurring money, which is a beautiful thing no matter what service business we're doing. Now, landscaping does have some cons. First con is going to be it's hard labor. So, with things like pressure washing and some of these other things, you can kind of let the equipment do most of the work. I would argue that with landscaping, you're going to be doing most of the work. So I will say that it is backbreaking work to an extent. Another con is you're heavily reliant on materials, mulch, flowers, trees. So as inflation goes up, as prices goes up, that kind of eats into your margin unless you pass those prices over to the customer. The last con is the bigger the job, the more people and bigger equipment that you're going to need. So unfortunately, as you scale a landscaping business, you will be more reliant on more people, more equipment, more expensive equipment, things of that nature. Some of these other businesses, you could scale up to a one-man show pretty quickly and maximize, and then maybe add on another truck and you can scale that pretty quickly. I would just say with landscaping, it just requires more people, more equipment, and a higher cost in order to get to the higher levels of a landscaping business. Number 3 is going to be parking lot striping. A lot of pros for parking lot striping. First and foremost, literally every place that you ever go needs parking lot striping. Every road that you drive on, every parking lot that you park on needs parking lot striping. So everywhere that you park besides the driveway is going to have to be striped to some extent. Another pro is businesses are actually required to maintain their parking lots, which is a beautiful thing. You also can make yourself aware of code violations. If a business is out of code, they have to be restriped. Another pro is it's not an oversaturated industry, at least in my personal opinion. I will say that it's dominated by older companies, but the beautiful thing about that is a lot of times older companies are relying on older forms of marketing. They're relying on more word of mouth. They're relying more on, Google that's been there for 30 years or whatever the case may be. So there's a lot of opportunities for you to kind of step in and take over some of that market share. So that's one of the beautiful things about parking lot striping. Another one is parking lot striping is a gateway into a lot more commercial work. So once you start a parking lot striping business, you have your foot in the door for pressure washing clients, window cleaning clients, any service that you can offer on a commercial job site. Cons to parking lot striping is first and foremost, it's only commercial. So there's no residential clients that you can service. Obviously, that limits your market size by substantially, really. The other con is it's going to require more equipment costs if you're going to be a legitimate company. Obviously, you can start this with like a roller and some tape, but very quickly, people are going to realize that you probably don't do a lot of jobs and you're probably not the guy for some of the larger jobs, when we start getting into $5, $10, $20,000 parking lot striping jobs. So in order to get to that level, it will require, $4,000 to $6,000 in machines. It will require probably a trailer, something to pull the trailer, things of that nature. So once you start climbing the ranks with regards to parking lot striping, I will say that it gets a little bit more expensive. Another gateway that it gives you is into seal coating. Seal coating did not make this list of service businesses just because it's got a really high cost to get into, but the amount of money that you can make seal coating is absolutely incredible. So I would say that, that is a monster pro. If you can get a seal coating job, my buddy Chris has quoted 60, 70, 80, over $100,000 seal coating jobs. So I would say that that's also another really good business, probably falls under the honorable mention category, but doing jobs like parking lot striping will help get your foot in the door with those types of customers that you could offer seal coating, crack fill, and pothole repair to as well. Number 2 is going to be pressure washing. Pros to pressure washing, we're talking about high tickets here. So on average, we typically do between $500 and $900 on average. Now jobs get up to $12, $15. I mean, we've done $40,000 jobs. We quoted a $200,000 job. Like, pressure washing tickets can get really, really high. Another pro is that the jobs can be done quickly with the right equipment. So with pressure washing, you're reliant on the equipment to do most of the work. You're reliant on the chemicals to do most of the work. And so there's less grunt work than with landscaping, for example. Another pro is recurring work and one-time work. So recurring is a little bit harder to build, obviously, because it's only commercial people that you would be doing recurring work for. There's no residential recurring with regards to pressure washing. I mean, you might be able to set something up to where there would be, but typically customers only need to be serviced once a year. However, recurring for restaurants and things of that nature can be quarterly or bi-monthly, whatever's best for that restaurant. But as we spoke about earlier, having that blend between a one-time service and a recurring service is a really great way to go and a really great way to build a sustainable business, because when those big tickets start slowing down, you can then kind of lean on that recurring work to pull you through. Another pro is commercial and residential clients. So there's no limit. Like on parking lot striping, you only had commercial. On pressure washing, you have commercial and residential. And then the last pro is you can start up for relatively cheap. I actually just started with a pressure washer that was in my dad's garage. It was like a 2,500 PSI. And then you can actually scale it up to the point where you're making like tons and tons of money. As you make money, you scale the business. Cons to pressure washing is good equipment is a large investment. By the time you do get to the point where you're doing large jobs, you've probably spent $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, depending upon what your setup is. A lot of times, the larger your company gets, the more trucks you're going to have to put in. So I would say, 20, 40, 60, like you start kind of multiplying that out times how many trucks you got. If you really want to take this to, the highest level, then that's kind of where you have to be. And then another con is just the seasonality of it. So, that's why people offer Christmas lighting in the winter is because pressure washing slows down a bit. Not as much in the south. However, I know up north where it gets cold and snowy, it's impossible to pressure wash in those times. So unfortunately, that is a little bit of a con for pressure washing. Number one on the list, though, is going to be mobile detailing. A lot of pros for mobile detailing. First and foremost, every single person has a car, so that makes your reach massive. There's so many customers that can be serviced. The next one is most people hate to clean their cars. I don't know a lot of people that like to clean them. I do know some. However, they are a bit weird in my personal opinion, because cleaning cars can be a bit monotonous. There's, small spaces and there's a lot of different things that need to be cleaned up. So good thing is most people don't like to clean it, so they'd probably like to get you to clean it instead. Another pro is you can get started for cheap. I helped my brother start his own mobile detailing business for under $1,000, and he does everything. He does out exteriors, he does interiors. You could even get started just cleaning out interiors. All you need is a vacuum, and then you could work your way up to exteriors as well. You could pretty much start a business for really, really cheap. Another pro is mobile detailing has higher ticket upsell services. So you can think about paint restoration, waxing, paint protection film, all those different things lends itself to having cheaper services, but also much more expensive services. So that way you can raise that average ticket price. Another pro is you can offer it as a one-time service or you can offer it as a recurring service, right? So you're only going to do paint protection film one time, which might end up being $1,200, $1,500, $1,800. But then you say, hey, now we're going to maintain the car and it's going to be $200 a month every single month. So you get both the big one-off purchases and you get that recurring to kind of lean on as well. Another pro is there's no seasonality. I mean, unless you're in a place that snows 24/7, there's probably places over there that even do car washing. Your car needs to be washed year round. And so it gets dirty on a recurring basis and it just lends itself to making a lot of money. So I think mobile detailing is personally number one, in my opinion. If you guys think differently, please let me know in the comment section below. But our honorable mentions are going to be seal coating. Seal coating's huge. I'd probably definitely squeeze seal coating in the top 10 if I redid this list. House cleaner is a good one. Obviously, everybody has houses. All those houses need to be clean. House cleaning is also commercial and residential. Same with mobile detailing. You could do mobile detailing for commercial, mobile detailing for residential. You could do fleet washing. You can get into a bunch of different things. But then I have the core three, right? I have plumbing, electrician, and HVAC. Obviously, those things are never going to go away. There's always going to be a massive demand for those. However, I think there's a lot more regulations around those with regards to the licensings and things that you have to have in order to start those businesses. Another one is going to be pest control, and I'm sure there's some more snow removal, leaf removal. There's a bunch of other services that you can start. The biggest thing is that you just pick one, you start marketing towards it, and you start making money with it. If you can combine ones that we have on this list, you're going to do better. A lot of pressure washing companies that I know also offer lighting, also offer mobile detailing, also offer parking lot striping. And so when you start adding these services together, you now have a broader amount of people that you can reach and service, and you can actually make more money that way. So if you guys made it this far in the video, the word of the day is going to be the business that you think would be the best to start. Comment that down below. I'll hashtag you a real one. If you think I made a mistake, if you think I missed a monster business, please let me know in the comment section below. But until next time, hustle hard, get that money, baby. Peace.